I hope you received your box, and this is basically what you're going to do at first. I would kind of organize it and have an idea of where everything is placed. Then I put my painter's tape on the side here. I'm going to be using Snow Owl, Republic Red, Bowie, and Goldenrod. So the first thing I'm going to do is I like to place everything to the side according to color the best I can. Sometimes I don't do it perfectly, but I was going to do the center of my sunflower white, this part, the grid. And I was going to do my letters and stars white. So I'm going to put them all on the same painter's tape. So when I have my white out, I can hit them all at the same time. And as you can see, the scoring underneath. This second piece, we're just going to put that aside. And the rest of the letters here, I'm going to do in Republic Red. So I'll put them up there. So I'm going to start with this base, and I'm going to do Bowie. You're going to get your foam dabbers. You can use a paintbrush if you choose. I find the foam dabbers work the best. They're less messy, and you use a lot less paint. So I load my dabber. I sometimes have a second piece of cardboard, paint tray, paper plate, and just do a quick dab just so it's not too globby. And I'm just going to dab. You can smear back and forth if you choose. That's an option. Sometimes I'll do this. I kind of push away from the edges so you don't get a glob of paint on the edge. And then sometimes I'll go back in with my second coat with the dabbing. It does leave a little bit of a texture, which I don't mind that, but that's a really personal preference. So when you look close, I can still see the markings where the letters are going to go. So I'm going to put this aside to dry. I'm going to do the top portion of my base in Bowie. I'm going to try to avoid too much paint down in that groove. Guys, if you have any questions, feel free to put them in the comments, and we will be checking the feed for any answers to give you. But this one's pretty simple for a first one. I'm going to put that aside to dry. And I'm going to get a clean dabber for my white. These are all small letters, so you don't need a large dabber. You can go as small as this. I'm probably going to use like a medium size. You can wash these. You can see mine have been used before. I wash them. If you wash them right away, they usually last several projects. I'm going to go in with my Snow Owl. Again, I'm going to load my brush, and then I'm going to dab it over here on the side. I have a piece of cardboard over here to just unload so it's not all clumpy. Just so you can see this, I'm going to bring this over here. Onto my cardboard, and I'm going to start dabbing. See, now if I brushed, a paint would get all in those grooves, so I just like to dab. I'm going to go in for some little more paint, and then I'm going to start hitting the letters. Okay. Okay, so this is my white, and I'm gonna put this aside to dry. And I'm gonna close my white because I'm not gonna need that anymore. My Republic Red. New dabber. Load. Unload. And I'm gonna do all my letters in red. Put that aside. Now we have our sunflower, and I'm gonna go in with goldenrod with my sunflower. Load. So once everything dries, you can decide whether you want to go back and do a second coat. That's completely up to you. So we're going to go to our backing. So you're going to take your flat piece. This is the back. And this we could paint if we want when we're done. And we're going to lay the second piece on, lining up the two sides. And then what you're gonna have is the little tab showing on the bottom. And you're gonna have this tab showing at the top, okay? So I'm gonna take my glue. This is stick fast. It's very durable, and I'm gonna go across, and I kind of hover it because this glue goes quickly, and I'm gonna do the one end first, and then lay down the second end. You have a couple seconds to line it up, and you want to hold it. Okay? If you want to take the time at this point, you can paint the back. It is going to be easier than waiting till all the pieces are together. Okay, so we're going to take our glue. We're going to go down the side, dab, dab, very little. And I'm going to lay it this way. Again, you want to line it up and kind of hover it because you don't have long. You're going to kind of spin it until you find where you see the little grooves. So you're gonna kind of see how it fits when it looks like it's fitting where it should, like that. Because you can only get the glue on those edges. So once I know where it's gotta go, I'm gonna pick this up. And for me, it's easier to put a dab of glue where I see the markings. And then lay it down on this side, look over, and then lay it down on that side. Just like this. Now, if you ever get your glue to go over the edge, I get these cotton balls right at the Dollar Tree. And you do have to kind of act fast. If you kind of rub and just swipe. And then you can always touch up with paint if you had to. So there's our home. I'm going to take the grid to the flower. Do very, very little glue. And then lay that down. So I'm going to, then you turn this around and we're gonna glue our home inside that groove. Just like that. So I'm gonna run my glue, very little bit, you don't need a lot. And then I'm going to make this as even as I can and glue that down. Again, you don't have a whole lot of time, but you do want to hold it until you know that it's set. This is the front panel. We can either put our letters on first or last. I kind of want to do mine last so I can kind of really hold on to this and push down because you're going to want to make this even. So I'm going to lift up my panel. I'm going to put a little glue at the top, the bottom, and the middle. I'm going to hover my piece, make sure it's all the way on the end. So when you place your glue, you're going to want to run it really close to this all the way across, all the way across, and all the way across. So it doesn't, because this wood is thin, so sometimes it wants to warp and buckle out. So you just want to get it close to this edge, all the way down, in the middle, and then along the end. And that seemed to do it. I had to slip some down in there. The stars, you kind of want to put down and make, you got to try everything before you put it down because you may have to spin your stars till they fit right. You're going to put a very small dot if you're using this glue. The B and the R are separate, so you want to get them down. This is all pretty explanatory at this point. A lot of it is hovering it before you place it down, and once you place it down, you don't have a lot of time if you're using this stick fast glue. You can use craft glue, you can use wood glue. It's just those are not instant. You just have to take your time setting things down and allowing it to dry. This is nice because I can move very quickly and get through my craft. Again, I'm going to hover it, place it down and push and hold for a couple seconds. These little letters need a dot. If you feel comfortable, you can use a pair of tweezers. To hold your letters, especially if you have fatter fingers like me. I have a hard time seeing, but you can use tweezers. Again, I hover it till I'm pretty sure I have a few seconds, and then I hold. We're almost done. If you have any questions up to this point, feel free to leave them in the comments. And now, this is what I would probably do at this point. Decide if you want to put, I'm going to take a small art brush and do my sunflower in case somebody decided to do that. I probably am going, you can either, do a brown, you can bring the blue in. This does not have to be, you could be creative with this. I think I'm going to take white. okay? And then if you want, you can go ahead and do some dots. You don't have to do the dots. It's completely up to you. I'm gonna do 3 across the top of my H, 3 across the bottom. The sunflower, I'm probably gonna do 1 petal on top. One petal on bottom. Okay. And that's it. I don't think I'm going to put dots anywhere else. I am using Rust-Oleum Clear Matte as my top coat, and I really hope you enjoyed your craft. And we already have next month's planned, and it is so adorable. Can't wait till you see it. Thank you so much.